Hey everyone, the next evolution of GTM is upon us. Yes, I'm talking about Cursor. When I say Cursor, what people usually think is it is a coding platform. It is used by vibe coders and app developers for building code using AI. But they cannot be further from the truth. Cursor is far more than that. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own outbound engine, how you can run your own GTM motions using Cursor. By the end of this video, I will also show you a workflow, a use case I built. It is a lead enrichment workflow I built in Cursor. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first is why you should use Cursor for outbound marketing. If you're in the outbound marketing space, you pretty much use a lot of tools. For example, a tool for email sender, a tool for database provider, a tool for orchestrating, stitching everything together, tools like Clay, Apollo. You'll be relying on a lot of tools. Okay. But if you take a closer look on that, the individual tools doesn't cost really much. For example, Lead Magic API for prospect contacts and emails, it doesn't cost much. But when you're trying to use a database provider, a email sender, stitch it everything together into one tool like Clay or Apollo, it's gonna cost you a lot more. So basically what this means is you can pretty much get the necessary APIs for your outbound engine, and you can pretty much build a small version of Clay on your own. So that is what I'm going to show you in this video. So the primary reason to go to use Cursor for GTM is you can build your own engine. You can pretty much define the logic of your workflow. You can build a custom scraper. For example, Google scraper, it is a very common scraper. Anyone can have access to it. But in your specific industry, in your specific use cases, you might want to scrape data from different websites that is running like JavaScript and different types of codes, and it is harder for available scrapers in AP5 to scroll it. But in this case, you are building your own scrapers while keeping your specific use case in mind. So that is where this becomes very powerful. So these are the general guidelines. So the best way to do is use the plan mode to define what you're going to do, and then start asking the code, chatting with Cursor to build the code. So I'm not a big coding guy, so I recently started using Cursor, and this is the first workflow I built and I'm going to show you. Still, I don't understand many things, but I understand enough to just give you an idea how you can start using it. So this is the GTM workflow blueprint you can use in Cursor. First is plan mode. This is where you described your workflow in natural language, how you want this code to be running. And then you can chat with the agent to make your code and create the necessary folder, write the code in it. And then you can start bringing your own API key. For example, in the example I'm going to show you, a lead enrichment workflow, I'm using two APIs. One is OpenAI and another is SerperDev for Google scraping. And pretty much you can input as CSV and then take output as CSV. So when you're dealing with CSV files, it's easier if you want to upload into Apollo, upload into Clay and email senders for further process. So this is an example what you can build in Cursor. So you can pull like pretty much any companies automatically, and you can scrape websites by building your custom scrapers and giving your custom scenarios and use cases, find the decision makers and much more. So I think now it's the time I can show you my example. So what I'm going to do is this is the I'm just using 6 people as an example. It can be thousands of rows as well. So this is how you will download a lead page from a contact database provider like Apollo. So this is how it looks. You'll be having the company, you'll be having the contact names, their LinkedIn URL, and email as well. So I removed email in this, but you will have your email as well. So this is the input. So after uploading into the cursor, my workflow, this is what I got. Boom. So here we have a custom opener. And in order to write this custom opener, I had done two things. One is to scrape my prospects company website, and another is my prospects LinkedIn. You can see here I have summary of my prospects company, and here I have a summary of my prospects LinkedIn. So using these two, I'm creating a custom opener. You can see it changes. You can see at the top it's changing everything. So this is how I write the first line opener by using the company website and LinkedIn. Let me show you how I do it. So here we are in here we are in cursor, and the first things is you have to create your folder. Listen to me, and this is not a tutorial for running a cursor program. I'm just giving you idea because I'm not a big coding guy. So this is what I understood. First of all, I create a folder, lead enrichment automation, and then I will be creating subfolders. So you don't have to think about anything, just peek into the plan mode and it will give idea. So these are the folders it created. So this is the folder, primary folder, where you have the actual code that we are running. You can see the working version, users open API, summarizing the website, compressing into 30 words, writing an opener, and we are also tracking the tokens, open API tokens. So basically, this is what this code does. Okay, summarize the LinkedIn. So this is where we provide an input. I'll show you. So this is the working folder. All you have to do is just drop the input here and you go into cursor and then you run it. You run the terminal below. You can see the names of the prospects here and it's generating for each and every single one of them. And I'm using, this is just to hide my API keys. I'm having using two API keys. One is the open API key for the reasoning model and summarizing and writing the final opener. And another thing is Serper API key. You might ask why I'm using Serper API, because Serper API I'm primarily using for LinkedIn, opening the prospects LinkedIn. So this one, if I'm opening like hundreds of LinkedIn from my computer and my IP address, LinkedIn is gonna do the rate limit thing and block me from temporarily accessing the website. So if I'm using SerperDev, what it's gonna do is it's gonna automatically rotate the IPs, so we are not limited by the rate limit thing. So that's what we have been doing here. And then after running, you can see successfully run, and it is downloaded as a output CSV. Here it is in this folder. You can see it is downloaded. So when in the plan mode, when you're saying things like I want this, I want that, cursor is gonna automatically create the necessary folder. It's gonna use the requirements in order to run that prompt. So it's, for example, it uses beautiful soup for Python scripting. So everything it creates, it determines whatever it wants and it automatically installs it, so you don't have to do anything. So this is just the beginning of using cursor for GTM. I hope it gives you an idea what you can expect from this. So that is all for now. Bye bye. Take care.